Hello everyone and welcome to another No Rest for the Wicked video. My name is Brian if you're new around here, but let's get into it because can your device run this game? And I say device because it doesn't just count PC, as we have some confirmation about a couple of handhelds that will be running this game. And for the console players out there, it is coming. We don't have a release date yet. This is entering into early access and I will give you guys the information as soon as we have it. But let's kick this off with the PC specs. Minimum specs coming in at 1080p at 30 frames a second with graphical settings set to performance. They want you to have a GPU of an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 970 or an AMD Radeon RX Vega 56. The CPU, Intel Core i5 8400 or AMD Radeon 5 at 2600. They want you to have 16 gigs of RAM and 35 gigabytes of SSD storage. Now the recommended 1080p at 60 frames a second on quality mode. They want a GeForce RTX 3070 Ti or AMD Radeon RX 6800 XT. Intel Core i5 12600K or an AMD Radeon 5800 3X3D, 16 gigs of RAM and 35 gigs, still rocking on the hard drive space. I don't know why I drew a blank, but I did. Let's continue on, because even if you don't have those PC specs, NVIDIA GeForce Now, which is a service that I highly recommend, I am not sponsored by, but I really use them. And if you're ever wanting to know more about it, come to any of my live streams. I play these games on GeForce Now. It tweets out, "Something wicked this way comes," which makes me think that with the early access, we will see it in GeForce Now as well. And other games are in early access on GeForce Now, like Enshrouded, which I'll be streaming that tonight. And also, we've got confirmation PAX Day is also coming to GeForce Now as a part of their early access launch. But there's more that I want to share with you guys in this video, because the developers have been answering people's questions on Twitter, and that's where, beyond GeForce Now, Genedy Coral writes, "We've never thought we'd get this done in time for launch, but many of you have asked, and we'd love handheld, so our hardworking Moon Studios team has moved mountains to make Wicked the game playable on Steam Deck and Rogue Ally and other handhelds on day one. We're getting 30 to 40 frames per second on the deck, depending on the quality, with some dips to 20 to 25 frames a second. Some cinematics might dip more, but gameplay is very enjoyable thanks to our game simulation always running at locked 60 frames per second. So the game input for precision combat remains super responsive. Bear in mind, this is not yet official, as it's coming out hot, and we will be working with Valve on official verification shortly. Image quality, performance dips, and memory will be further improved as there will be patching and improvements to the game in the future. I really love how this game feels with DeX locked 40 frames per second screen and our 60 frame per second game simulation and responsive input. So hopefully we'll be able to get that locked 40 frames per second target sometime after launch. Even in the current state, we are very stoked to have all of you play this game and so much more. But he doesn't stop there. He's been tweeting out lots of information. When asked by a fan, how long do you think the playtime is gonna go for early access? He says, "It generally depends on how you play, since there are so many meta systems, dense level design to explore, alive systems for enemy respawn, and all other replayability systems for the first time. And for the playthrough of all areas, including the Crucible, we're seeing roughly 15 to 25 hours. Those that further engage with the end game, challenges, bounties, and town meta systems can enjoy the game in the same realm for much, much longer. And of course, we hope that folks will also start new realms and characters to try different weapons and builds, since our soft class system is shipping with 100 weapons with their unique move sets, Rune's special system, and all other character customizations, allowing for so much variety and different play styles. In the past, we've been really glad to see how, with the short Wicked Inside stretch that we finished in the 30 to 60 minutes, the streamers played for a good 5 to 15 hours and had a lot of fun trying different loadouts and exploring the areas and looking for all the secrets. Either way, YMMV, but we can't wait to see you guys all and what you will do in Wicked game starting tomorrow. He follows this up with a retweet of himself saying, kind of wanting to provide a little bit more details to kind of what his answers. So follow up and comment questions about the scope of the early access launch. These numbers are speak for early access launch day 1 and do not represent the full game. The 25-hour is not a ceiling for a singular playthrough. Those that want to engage with the replayability systems and the end game will have more to play for much longer. Every subsequent playthrough with a new character weapon build is proving out to be very fun and substantial for our playtesting. Town meta systems like housing, fishing, and crafting and shipping are all shipping on day 1. So, and then they highlight the 100 weapons to try out with their unique move sets. I think this is really going to be exciting. Tomorrow I'm going to be live with the early access launch for a lunch and loot. For those of you who don't know, that's just like roughly about an hour stream, maybe a little bit more, give or take. Checking out No Rest for the Wicked early access. There's going to be Twitch drops. And if you follow me over on Twitch, you can get drops as well. So that's going to be going on around the same time. And then we'll probably be playing some more, roughly speaking. As far as to when, you'll just keep it locked to the channel to see when I schedule the live streams. And if you actually do hit the bell, you will get those notifications. I will be pushing out a lot of content for No Rest for the Wicked in terms of guides and so much more. So just, keep it locked to the channel. I will be publishing as I do my guides to not notify you guys that I published a guide. So if you want to support the content in the channel, be sure to check back here every day. Outside of that, I just wish you guys all the very best. Thanks for hanging out with me for this video. I'm so thrilled to be able to make it for you. I've been waiting for the PC specs for a while because that's the big question that I see keep getting asked online, and now we finally have an answer. Anyhow, on that note, thanks to you so much. I think I already said that, but I'll say it again. I really do appreciate you for spending some time with me today. Hopefully, I will see you in the next video. But until then, take care.